right, so Louis Durra, internationally acclaimed keyboardist and musician, composer.
Shucks.
Culver City Crossroads, delighted to have you here. We wanted to talk to you about your new project called At Piano. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing online and how we can get into it.
All right. Actually, the project called A Year at Piano. And I've done it I've created this in partnership with a grassroots funding organization called Kickstarter.com.
Mm-hmm.
And which is a very well organized website which sets up pledges for for creative projects, and there's just fascinating stuff on there. I've helped in my small way I've helped fund a woman who is crossing the Pacific on a sailboat. I've donated to a museum in New York City. I've helped an art school get a heating system,
Sounds like really worthy stuff. So that would be something that we could also access and get to donate.
Sure.
Great.
Yeah.
So tell us about your connection here.
Okay. So this is I'm quite excited about this project, and it's just really fascinating thinking about it for me. I feel that a lot of arts is created. There are a lot of artists in almost adversarial relationships with the world they live in. Frustrated, burnt out, poor, all this kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of art looks completely inward. Sure, creative work is done in solitude, or a great deal of it is, and then. Yet a lot of the finished work, I see a lot of art and music that seems to exist in spite of the world it's created in.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't live in a vacuum. The artists don't live in a vacuum, and our times are just too interesting. We live in interesting times.
That old Chinese curse. Maybe
Yeah.
live in interesting times. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We live there. How can ash from a volcano in Iceland, stop all of Europe, stop all the airports and cause all this chaos?
Yeah.
So there's all these people stranded in the Philippines who can't get home.
Yeah.
How does this happen?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's like the line about, butterfly farts in Australia, and there's a hurricane, Yeah. So the idea is this is going to be a year of recording music, a year of piano music that is music looking outward. I'm interested in art informed by culture, large and small, and this is going to be a year of musical reaction to friends, cultures, climate, technology, at the piano. 911 at piano. Lowriders at piano, Bob Dylan at piano, drug culture at piano, viral videos, muezzins, our world we live in, our strange, contradictory world, and I'm actually looking outward for inspiration. I think this thing of like life's potential to influence art is overlooked or underrated.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many surprises in life, and people have so many contradictions, and events are so unforeseen. Hey, this is like a great chance to rattle the composer's cage, rattle art's cage.
Yeah. So do you find yourself hooking up with like little synchronicities where you realize this relates to that, and then suddenly instead of two random ideas, you have a motif?
That happens, and then this is all so up for me now. It's just all swirling that it's kind of what happens more than that is I hear a line or somebody says something to me, and I'm plunged into a reverie that lasts a day and a half, just thinking about what that means.
Uh-huh. So some really deep, rich inspiration.
Yeah, it for me, yes, and if I say I'm looking out to current events, there's also a lot of art in the world that is sort of based on being alarmed by the world and then making something beautiful to soothe oneself
Mhm.
or to soothe the listener.
Mhm.
Like Love Me Tender was written during the Civil War,
Mhm.
and this is a fine thing, and I'm seeing something different. To me, writing music about the BP oil spill, which is a horrifying event.
Yeah.
To me, it's going to mean not coming to conclusions.
Yeah.
Or not making decisions. It's just going to mean sitting with those feelings, until things occur.
Yeah. Yeah. So as an artist, everything is fuel. Everything, and you put on the BP oil spill, it's all fuel because you're going to use it to turn it into music and then express it from there and see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing your stuff, A Year at Piano, and we'll be happy to have a connection here through the website on Culver City Crossroads. And thanks for taking the time. We appreciate talking to you.
Thank you, Judith.